So now I'm going to measure this. See how close I am. I am right at about 799, and I need to go to 777. So I've got to move about 21 thousandths. Let's see how we did. And it looks like I'm at about 779. I'm well within tolerance, so I think I'm going to leave that. Well, then the next portion of that, though, is I've got to now remove this cutter. And I'm going to put a 55-degree cutter that goes the other direction. And I should have enough clearance now to get in there. Oh yeah, I've got plenty of clearance. And just kind of peel that back this other direction. So what I'm going to do to get that correct, first of all, I'm going to dicom it up. Let's go ahead and blue it. Come in, just kind of bump it. I'm going to change my direction of feed, so it's feeding the other direction. And then I'm just going to kind of peel it back for a second. I made a mark originally, and I can see that mark. So I'm going to stop it right there. Pull off. And I'm going to set up my indicator again, but this time I'm going to set up on this end. I'm going to remove the center for a moment and use my calipers to now measure how long that center section is. Right now it's 0.882, 83. Let me see what that relates to. So it says that I'm about 33 thousandths off by my calipers. Let's go ahead and try with the micrometer. Well, the problem is my clearance is such that I can't get in there with the micrometer. Being that this is going to eventually be threaded, even though it's called out to a 3-place decimal, I'm going to go ahead and accept that a caliper read is going to have to be good enough. In view of the threads are going to make it unmeasurable eventually anyways. So I'm getting an 881. That means it needs to move 31 thousandths more. So let's come in, Put my center back. I got to be careful when I'm putting this center in that I don't push the part into the chuck. Clear? And that's 31,000th right there. Now I can go in and start getting a little more of this material out. And finally, I'm going to come down to that same height or diameter that the other portion was. And if you remember, I was about 1/1000th large on that diameter right over there, which interestingly enough lets me have just a little bit of material for blending. So I'm going to take a small file and blend that in. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set my speed back to more of a high carbon steel cutting speed. And I'm just going to use my file in here. Nice long strokes if I can get them. Seem to be the magic on this. We're going to call that good enough. We'll be able to polish it later. A slight lip edge on this and right here. I'm going to go ahead and use the file. Take that off. Yeah, and that feels good.